tool to bring up its options. Now by default, it might look something like this, where it says keep selected and edit selected paths. And it has fill new pencil strokes deselected by default. And that's really bad because that means you can't draw with fills. In this case, you want to draw with fills. I want to draw big white circles in my document. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have fill new pencil strokes selected. I'm going to have these other deselected. So I make it a much more functional tool for what I need it to do. Okay? And by doing so, watch. Now if I have a fill color, when I draw with the pencil tool, it'll actually fill with that fill color. Okay? Normally, if you have the pencil tool with the default settings, what's going to happen is, let's say I have this nice fill color, I think I'm going to color some blue. If I go to color that in, right, I only get nothing. I get a path. It doesn't do anything for me. That can be very cumbersome and annoying. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go here, double click on the pencil tool, fill new pencil strokes, deselect those other options. They're garbage options for this application anyways. And I mean this application, this use of this tool. And I'm going to choose a white fill, okay? And then I'm going to draw in some area that's going to be my highlight, okay? It doesn't even need to be that perfect. And to close this path, make sure you hold on the Option key. So as you're drawing this, hold on the Option key. If you don't, as you're drawing this, and if you don't close it, what's going to happen is you're going to get this incomplete path. If you draw with the Option key, it'll close it for you. So even if I'm over here, it'll close it. So when you draw with the pencil tool, hold down the Option key, and it'll close your path and make sure it's a solidly closed path. And that's very important for this application, yes.
Is there a reason you use the pencil over the pen tool for this?
Yeah, because I just go ahead and I just draw a shape.
Just as a little
Speed.
Yeah, speed. Because otherwise with the pencil, you're point, curve, and you're kind of messing with it. With the pencil tool, I just come over here and I draw myself an organic shape. Okay, and the same thing even with the mouse, you do the very same thing. And I hold on the Option key to make sure it closes. Okay, now for this guy, I want a new highlights layer. So I'm going to go to Window, Layers. Okay, and above my outline, I'm going to create a highlights. Okay, so I have that highlights layer. I'm just going to paste that right in with Command F to make sure you're pasting right in front. And then what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to move this over. I'm going to go to, very important, Blur, Gaussian Blur. I'm going to blur it about, let's see, 6.7 pixels. No, not enough. Effect, Gaussian Blur, say about 36 pixels. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Now remember, because it's an effect, how can I go in and edit this effect? Appearance palette. Okay, so the appearance palette is what's going to allow you to go in, so Window, Appearance palette, and I'm going to see Gaussian Blur. If I need to modify that blur, I can go ahead and do so right there. So now that I have this outline, if I just go ahead, select this object, and I'm just going to reduce the opacity of it. Okay? And I can even modify this with the point tool, or the direct selection tool, to sort of represent my edge. Okay? And I have that highlight. So I can move this over to where I need it to be. Okay, and then I can come over here, once again. Shortcut key for the pencil tool is N. Okay, so I can just press N and draw myself a little highlight there, and a little highlight here. And look at that, I got some like cool little highlights on my thing. And even if I want to have an emphasis here, I can draw a little circle there and get that bit of emphasis. I can move that over. I can, once again, edit the Gaussian blur. Let's say I want to make it blur out more. Okay, so it's less apparent and just, a little more subtle in its approach. Okay, so we grab actually another one of these guys. Move it over this space. Okay, so adding in little highlights. Those little details kind of matter. And what's great about this is that this is going to apply directly over the color that we're going to work with. Okay, any questions at this point? No? Okay, so I got some highlights. Also over here, let me just draw in